Hello everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome back. We are on day 87 of our 100-day card challenge. Welcome to the replay if you're watching the replay. I've got another Christmas card for you today. And this one is going to be cute and easy. And you can definitely replicate this several times to keep a cute Christmas card look that looks like you just spent tons of time on it, but it's going to be easy to do. Hello, Christy. Hey, Mary. Okay, so I'm going to start. I've got this super duper old Christmas cheer stamp set. It's got some some ice crystal snowflakes, I guess, like a background stamp. This big fat jolly Santa, Merry Christmas, a little elf carrying some presents, a really cute Christmas tree, a single present here. It's got a to and a from in case you're making tags. Santa was here. Be good for goodness sake. This little frame that will fit inside a tag cut from the Cricut, and then the word believe. So I'm going to use the little elf and the present. Hello, Jessica. Hey, Deanna. Oh, hey, Lala. I'm missing people. Hey, Mom. Thanks for coming in, guys. So I'm going to use just these two guys out of here, the little elf and the present, to do a quick card. And I found some red and white striped pattern paper in one of my kits. So I cut this strip 5.5 wide by 5.5 long, right? By about 2 inches tall. And I'm gonna put it on a card base that's 5.5 by 4.25, and then I'll attach the whole thing to my white card base. But basically, I'm gonna start with this, and I can go ahead and adhere this part if I can get my adhesive to work. So yesterday after the live, I took just a few more minutes and I completed the rest of that set of cards using that one sheet of paper that I had started cutting up. Woo woo! And it didn't take long at all. Probably within another 15-20 minutes, I was able to finish cutting out everything. And putting it together, and like I said, just assembly line style goes great. Okay, so I've got that piece. Now I want a piece of white cardstock. Does that look crooked? We're already gonna start. The great thing about this is you don't have to measure. You just place that strip wherever you want to. Okay. Yes, it's great. It looks straight now. Okay, then I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock that's, let's see here, 1 3/4 inch tall. I always like to start with the straight side, with the side that already comes cut from the factory. Because then I know that I'm getting one straight edge for sure, and then it's up to me to make the other straight edge. And then by 5.5. So what I'm going to do is random stamp the present over this little piece. So there's my red and my green. And I'm just going to stamp off back and forth. Oh, that one was still green. Go red. Green. Red. I don't need to get very many in there. It's just a little bit of a background, but maybe I get a little swirl in there. Okay. Just enough to get us started. And then I'm going to attach that piece into that middle of the strip. Hey, Marta. And who else came in? Mandy Guerra. No, Mom, it doesn't look like Mandy's in here. I don't know if you can tag her in. You'd have to share the video. And I don't think I have it set to public. We'll get her in here. Okay. So I'm just going to center that in my red and white stripe. And have that there. Next, I'm going to stamp my little friend. I need a white piece of cardstock for him though. And I didn't pull out any scraps. Okay, well, I'll just stamp him here. Okay, so using my Intense Black, I'm just gonna stamp him in. Nice and dark. And then just give me a couple minutes and we're gonna color this little guy in. Or actually, if you want to see, I already had one cut out. But he flew away? What happened to him? Well, either way, oh, there he is. Okay, so there. So pretend that you watched me color him in. And I just used, let's see, the Fair Skin Blend, light green, dull green, this brown gray, tan, and dark red. And so I use those to just color him in, and then I quickly cut around his body. So now I want to take this same green color and get a little thin cut out of it. So let me run that through the machine. I don't think you guys want to watch me color in. I think I've done that a while. Yes, the Intense Black is the one that will not bleed when you use markers or watercolors. It's a solvent-based permanent ink, whereas the regular black is a water-based dye ink. Okay, so here it says black water-based dye. So when you add anything like marker or the watercolor, the water blends in with the black and it makes it run. So the Intense Black, solvent-based permanent ink. So that one dries and you can use it with markers or watercolors, and it doesn't bleed. I haven't had it bleed if I give it, you know, just a chance to work itself into the paper. Like a couple minutes. Nothing that takes a super long time. So I want to mount him on this little circle here, but I do want to get our sentiment in. So let's see here. I'm gonna cut a little bit over a 1/2 inch strip. And we'll just stamp this part that says be good for goodness sake. I'm just taking that Intense Black because I already have it out. It was right on top. And I always like to give it a dovetail just for fun, so that end isn't so boring. And then maybe cut through a little bit more. There we go. Okay, and I'm gonna stick that right in through here. I don't want it to take up too much room because I want you to be able to see that stamping in the back. Okay, so but to offset it, I do want a little bit of black cardstock. So I'm actually gonna attach it already to the black cardstock and then cut around it. And then I can just match up the dovetail. Well, I didn't quite match that. Actually, I missed. So I'll just scoot it back. There we go. And then I can just measure and see how much of this I actually need. That actually looks like a perfect amount. So I'm just gonna put some adhesive on that and just kind of eyeballing the measurement where about I want that to stand. Put that there. When I adhere this on that, I'm gonna put the foam adhesive on here so it can pop up from there. I don't necessarily want my little elf to pop up from the circle. I want the whole circle to pop up. So, I am still having trouble with this adhesive. I have ordered more close to my heart adhesive. So I'll be glad when that comes in because it seemed to not jam. It seemed to work the best. And just a little bit of foam tape on the back of this circle. Almost. This is going to be the quickest card. Well, I guess because I have that little elf already done, but still. I'm just going to attach this card front. I'm going to make sure that try to make sure that I have enough adhesive to so it doesn't come up on the ends. But all right. And when I have a full piece like this, I like to line it up, you know, either with the top or the bottom. It's whatever the full side I can. And kind of work my way back so that hopefully I get a full coverage. Boop, boop. And let's see, we can add some little gems. I've got some green and red. Let's see. I was told a trick the other day. You can just slide these off the paper right to where you want it and bam, then I'm gonna pop off all over the place where you don't want them. So there's my card. Super quick and easy. And doesn't take up much paper at all. Like I said, this red and white striped was 2 inches tall by 5.5 inches wide. You could actually just cut like 1/2 inch strips and put a strip at the top and a strip at the bottom if you didn't want to have that whole band. Or if you just had scraps or wanted to make your paper really go a long ways. This white piece, you can random stamp it so that you're making your own pattern paper. And you can use a color combination that you like. If you wanted to have all those little presents in, you know, all red or all blue or all green or all gold, you know, because you're going to you want to do a different color scheme, that's totally up to you to personalize that and make it whatever color you like. And then you can color in this little guy, markers, crayons, not crayons, colored pencils, watercolor even. So he's a fun little guy to have on there. And you could use any icon here actually. If you wanted to, let's say you didn't have the elf, you could just stamp another present and color it in and cut it out and put it on your circle. So you don't have to be limited to always using, you know, the same thing here. You can repeat your element and make it a focal as well. So that's all I have for you. Yeah, super easy. super easy. I'll be able to put a few more of these out tonight. My goal, I'm probably going to try and make, a whole set of 6 every night that I make a card, so that by the end of it, I'll have, oh my gosh, 15 days times 6 cards. That's going to be a whole lot of cards. But I'll have a ton of cards to choose from when it comes time to mail out. So it'll be quick and easy to make these cards, and it won't take up much product at all. So you can really stretch your supplies when you do this. In fact, if you didn't want to do the green cardstock in the back, again, you could continue with the random stamping of the presents throughout the back, and that would be good too. So that's one way to stretch your paper and really make your stamps do the work for you. So I hope y'all like that. Thanks for joining me, day 87 of our 100-day card challenge. We are doing our Christmas in July. I'm not going to just continue using old stamps, but I did want to kind of pull them out from my stash and give them one last swirl while I put them out for you guys to see. I have several stamp sets posted in the group that are $5 each, or if you place a $25 order on my website, I'll send you your choice of one of these stamp sets. Like I said, they're old stamps. They're from my stash. Some are new, some are old, some are used. But I'll be glad to share those with you so that you can make your own Christmas cards. And some of the ones that are already used, I'll pull those out and use them so that you can have an idea of what to do with them in case you want that stamp set. So keep that in mind. But at the same time, if you go to my site and get, the 2x2 block and maybe a black ink pad, your black, green, and red, or your green and red, and just stick with those 2 colors to go through. Just, a few supplies like that will get you through to make the cards, and I'll be glad to send you a stamp set for every $25 you spend. Those stamp sets are going to be limited to what I have in my stash and what I'm putting in the group as my $5 stamp sets. That special is not something that close to my heart is doing. That's what I'm doing personally to kind of help declutter in my room. So that's what I'm doing with those stamp sets. I have lots of them. Please take a look, and I'll be adding more. And some of them won't be Christmas. I've got other stamp sets that I'm going through so that I can clear out as well. So keep an eye open for that. And if you have any questions, leave a comment or send me a message. I'll be glad to help you out. So thanks a lot, you guys. Have a good evening and stay safe. Bye-bye.